All right, so Kayla Trujillo just texted me to go kill myself. She can kiss my ass. By the way, when I was trying to kill myself out at Chapel Lake with the helium, she's the one that told me how. She promised to kill me. She also promised to come forward. Here's the thing. She wants to be pissed off that I slandered her name. She had absolutely no problems with me being abused, with my name being slandered, with the police slandering our names. Pretty fucked up situation. With all of these people, I don't just want to kill myself. I want to blow my head off in front of them. I don't want to shoot myself with a little 22. I want to put a 12 gauge in my face and pull the trigger. I want it to make a big goddamn mess, and I want them to wear part of it. I want them to have that image for the rest of their life. I want them to know how much they hurt me. Just like Maddie Boa, just like Natalie Bollinger. When I needed their help to stop the abuse, they didn't give a fuck. Kayla Trujillo, she did a lot. She really did. But the most important part, she didn't do. And what part is that, you might ask? Come forward. See, here's the thing about Miss Trujillo. She did a shit ton for me. A shit ton. She did more than anyone else. And that's the biggest fucking problem. Is that she really didn't do that much. Because she didn't write it down. She didn't come forward about it. About the fact that I had been trying to get help since before Natalie was killed. I recorded that shit. Matter of fact, let's see if I can grab some of those YouTube videos. In these YouTube videos, we talk about that. Now, the thing is, the guy who sent her the link letting her know that I had made videos, his name is Blaine McCrelius. And he's one of the people that was threatening my life. Let's see. Videos. Date added, oldest. And we'll start posting these up for you. The fact is, she really did a lot. She, when I had my vehicle taken, she took me to get mental health checks. She took me to the therapist. She set up some appointments for me to go talk to some people that one of them I'd already called at least 10 times. When she told me that she called him, I was like, all right, well, maybe it'll be different. I'll go in with you. But it ended up being that they gave her the same bullshit that they gave me. The problem with Kayla Trujillo isn't that she wasn't doing anything at all. It's that she wasn't doing anything useful because she wasn't coming forward about it. She wasn't coming forward about the fact that I had been trying to get help. I had been trying to get assistance. I had been wasting all of my money going to all of the court appointments. I had been wasting all of my money trying to see a therapist. I had been wasting all of my money going to, well, literally to try to take the volunteers to court. I needed to take the volunteers to court and I needed to take the police to court over that assault. I already knew that I was going to have to deal with a bunch of bullshit over those assaults, that was going to go on my arrest record, and your arrest record is sorry about that, separate from your conviction record. Your arrest record shows up no matter what, and every police officer gets to see that. That's why I needed to take that officer to court. I needed to show all of the evidence, and because I didn't get to, here's one where I'm screaming at Peaches. I'm going to post that one up because it's a pretty severe panic attack, and she takes it like a champ. Meanwhile, it's not directed at her. I'm At this point, I'm in a place called Buffalo, Wyoming, and I'm kind of stranded there temporarily, and I'm freaking out. Um, I've called these places repeatedly. They say to call for help there, and they're not doing any good. I'd called the suicide hotline and so on and so forth, and it's just one big giant pain in the ass. Now, by the way, I did eventually get help getting out of there, um, which was useful. Um, Let me see. I'm trying to make sure that I get all of them. What I want to do is blow my head off in front of all of these people. The problem is, how do you get them all together in the same place? Well, then you got to really pick and choose which one that you want to blow your head off in front of the most. Um, that would be Alicia Bollinger. If I was to pick somebody to blow my head off in front of, it would be Alicia Bollinger. Um, After the hell that I've gone through because she wouldn't come forward and tell the truth, like, yeah, fuck her. What the hell kind of a human being does that? Um, I'm still scrolling through. I got stuff on here. A lot of people that I went to before Natalie died, their bullshit is on here. Um, let's see. Reading Messenger between Joanna Taylor and I. I'm going to put that one up here too, just because she's somebody that I went to before Natalie was killed to try to get help. And she kept on claiming that she would. She just never followed through. None of these people followed through. Ah, this one is from my little sister Tara. I'm going to post it up here too. I've protected a lot of people in my life. I've stood between them and the actual bad guys, and on more than one occasion, I have been physically harmed by the bad guys for stepping in. I've had my life threatened on many, many occasions, and I know what it's like when I went to a lot of fucking appointments. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of appointments. Miss Peaches, before Natalie was dead, in matter of fact, when I was in Virginia, um, I was in contact with a lot of people that I straight up got rid of. They were pretty shitty to me, and I was done with them. I was done with my dad. Um, I was done with Candace Bondurant. I was done with I was done with a lot of people. I was done with Miss Jerry, and I was done with Jenny and Tyler. I was done with a shit ton of people. I was done with Lana. I was done with Amanda. I don't tolerate racism. I really don't. If you're gonna say that someone who's fighting for black rights needs to be punched in the throat because he won't stand for the national anthem, you goddamn right I'm gonna stick up for him. I don't care if you were my best friend. If you do shit like that, you're not gonna be my best friend anymore. I'm not gonna tolerate that. Um, here's some from Amanda. There's quite a bit here where here's one about from Peaches about her friends and family. Post that one up there. Now, it wasn't the bullies that made me want to blow my head off. It was the fact that it separated me from positivity. It separated me from all of my loved ones or the people who brought the most joy to my life. There's a lot of people that say you got to learn to be happy alone. I'm like, shit. I've been single my entire life, and when you talk about alone, you're talking about a different kind of alone than I am. um, Immediate family, that's probably the most important. The people that you live with and your familiarity. But most of y'all don't understand the kind of victimization that homeless people go through, the sheer quantity of it. Um, One thing that you learn quickly is that alcoholics are very scary, and you need to steer clear of them unless you are prepared to take physical violence. And they may not be physically violent, but also they're. Here's one from Aunt B. I'll post this one up here. She's right across the street from me, by the way. I can't remember what I was talking about. I can definitely tell you what I'm thinking about, though, every moment of every day. Ending my life. It wasn't the bullies that made me suicidal. It was the complacency and the shitty way that people that I went to for help were treating me. When I went to Miss Peaches the first time, right after I left Virginia, I mean, there was a lot of people that I basically cleaned house. Anybody who treated me like shit, lied to me, I got rid of them. I mean, if you're gonna gang up on me and treat me like shit and go out of your way to misinterpret anything that I say, no matter what it is that I say, you're gonna go out of your way to be an asshole. Yeah, there's something I'm gonna fucking say about it. I'm gonna say, go away. I'm not gonna take that. Ganging up on somebody. Well, that's some pretty fucking extreme bullying. Here's some from Katie Cahill. Um, she's the one that I got that Natalie Bollinger group from. She had her first group that she made hijacked by some of my predators. Now, there's a lot of people. Here's another one from Miss Peaches. There's a lot of people that I care about that did some really fucked up shit. And Miss Peaches is one of them. But I needed her help, so I forgave her. When I first went to her for help, um, that was when she was gonna listen to me. It was the only time that she ever actually did before Natalie was killed. Um, for about 5 minutes, I got to start telling her about the situation, and A Bear woke up, and he was a piece of shit. Here's one called Miss Peaches the Wonderful. It helps to detail some of the things that Miss Peaches was doing for me. She made a claim a while back that I didn't say any of the good things that she ever did. Well, actually, I did. The point is that she needed to in court because those good things that she did, number one, it shows that I was trying to get help. And number two, it shows that somebody was willing to help me. A lot of people offered to help me. With Miss Peaches telling me to kill myself tonight, um, well, I don't have the supplies to guarantee it. Yeah, I want it to be clean and I want it to be 100% over with. It takes a lot to psych yourself up to kill yourself. It really does. When I tried to kill myself in January of 2018, um, it took me a lot of psyching myself up to actually do it, to actually eat those pills, and to actually do it on Facebook. I wanted those people to know how it felt. I wanted those people who said that they would help me and then made every excuse not to know how it felt. Here's the one from Brent Jepson. I'm going to post it up here too because he's a former police officer here in Nebraska. I used to work for him and his older brother and his uncles and his grandpa, the Jepson family. Um, Here's another one from Miss Peaches. There's quite a few conversations with Miss Peaches. She was calling me to let me know that she cared. The thing is that she wasn't writing down any of the stuff about helping me. Now, mind you, these are all from after my court date was already done and over with. Before that, I still had faith that she was going to do something, that she was going to write it down and keep her word. Here's one from Moose. Um, Before I went to uh, Virginia last year to see him, that's Brett Roloff. He's the one that was digging through his shit for meth. Very scary situation. I love him very much, and I think it's a fucking shitty situation that he's in. Just like I think it was a shitty situation that Natalie was in. See, ah, there's a guy that was asking when I was in um, Hardin, Wyoming. Here's one of the situations where I was. This guy was a heroin addict, and this is videotaping about his puke while he's gas jugging in Hardin, Montana. I'm gonna post that one up just because there's actually 6 or 7 of them in that series. Uh, his name was Cat, by the way. Um, like I said, all of my trips, everywhere that I went, is on here. So I mean, there's a lot of videos. Um, yeah, I'm frustrated. I mean, I had to take a lot of abuse because people didn't come forward. They said that they would, but there was a time limit. I mean, the longer it took them to do that, the more abuse I had to go through. And if they cared, it wouldn't have taken that long to keep their word, a word that they never kept. No matter how much Miss Peaches did, it wasn't going to matter unless she came forward about it, either in public or in court. Um, all the people who fucked me over, all of the people who lied to me, I spoke out about it. Now, the real thing is, with Miss Peaches, did she intentionally lie to me? I don't think so. I think she intended on doing the right thing. She just never got around to it. With her issues, here's the lady who stole my phone. And here's some phone calls to the cops about my stuff getting stolen. And, well, that's a pretty decent list there. I'm going to make another video where I'm not searching through looking for these. And I'm going to explain to you all of the wonderful things that Miss Peaches did for me that the courts should have taken a look at. With all of these people who were pissed off that I recorded them and posted it on YouTube, every one of them I waited on for months and months and months and months. And that whole time I'm taking abuse and I'm having a severe panic attack about taking all of that abuse. And I can't function through all of that abuse. I don't have a safe environment through all of that abuse. Um, there were a lot of people, oh my God, that were not abusive at all. When I was up at Lana's, Lana was pretty fucking abusive verbally. She didn't curse, so it's all right. correct? If you don't curse, it's not verbal abuse. Is that how it works? But Amanda, not verbally abusive at all. She was actually very helpful up there, and I was very happy with the help that she provided. The major issues that I had up there were her mom snapping at me, not having access to my Facebook for fear of having evidence destroyed because people were hopping on there and calling everything spam. Um, and well, basically being stuck with Lana was the biggest issue. The first couple days that I was there, Lana was all right. Um, she was very sweet, but when I didn't have sex with her, she she was very different. Um, if I don't get help, I'm going to kill myself. That's just as simple as it is. And there's this whole fantasy about blowing your head off in front of somebody so that you can give them your pain. But really, it'll probably be in the shed out back, or I don't know. I'm right across the street from Brenda Dickinson's house. I suppose blowing my head off in the middle of the road so she has to hear the flashing lights and see it out her window might be all right. Killing myself at the courthouse would probably make a pretty decent statement. Optimally, it'd probably be nice to do it somewhere where I can record it for the world to see on this motherfucker. But you know what? I've been a real asshole to Miss Peaches. I really have. I've taken the lessons that I've learned from others and I have applied them. If it's okay for them, it's okay for me. I used to be Mr. fucking nice guy. I was good to everybody. But with the amount of abuse that I've gone through, I just want to be good to people again. I want to not have severe panic attacks. I want to not feel like blowing my head off every goddamn day because I can't see people like Miss Peaches. Um, I mean, like I said, this all got out of hand. When I was in jail, things could have turned out very differently. When I was in jail, Miss Peaches, if I'd have been able to get a hold of her and speak with her, they wouldn't allow me access to see any of what was in my file, any of the people who had slandered my name, any of that. My public pretender just literally wouldn't do her job. She was only interested in sending me into a severe panic attack. Um, all of these people that keep telling me, Sean, we want you to live. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. I don't need your fucking prayers. You can take your prayers and you can shove them up your stupid ass. Prayers don't do shit. You know what gets the job done? Actually doing it. I've been doing it. I'm done doing it. I'm tired of doing it. I don't have the mental ability to do it anymore. I don't. I mean, it's too much. Without a safe environment, which I've been trying to get since before Natalie died. Um, When I moved out of Hilltop in 2017, um, Ken and Leah were being a lot nicer to me. They knew that I had money coming in, that I was going to get a $2,000 check soon, and they were really nice. And I was thinking about moving out of there at that point because they had been being an asshole for a while. Not Ken. Ken is super fucking nice. um, he was only really an asshole to me over Leah being a bitch. But after I moved out of Chapel, Nebraska, and I needed help doing that because my vehicle was busted at the time. I moved out of Hilltop so that I could consolidate all of my stuff in one place, and that's when Ken Wilson and Leah Plunkett really fucking put the screws to me. Um, I gave them some money to help cover the bills, and I gave them some money that was supposed to go for a VR headset. They said that that would help. That's supposed to help people with autism and sensory overload issues. Um, I bought one that didn't work. The only thing that I had that was 3D VR was the Battleship Yamato, um, and it's not a war game. Just it's just the ship built in CGI. But the Oculus Rift thing didn't work, so I had to get a different one for it. And Ken was supposed to go exchange it at the store, and um, he did. He went and exchanged it at the store. He just didn't give me the money from it. And he also had about $600 altogether from the supplies that I needed. Um, it's like cigarettes and food and shit like that because my leg was pretty fucked up from stomping on the phone that I got from Natalie. Um, or actually, I got it from Alicia. It was Natalie's old phone, but it was Alicia Bollinger who gave it to me. Quite a few people told me to go kill myself. Lexi Woods, before Natalie was killed, Lexi Woods had told me to go kill myself. John Hickson, his name, that's his real name. He goes by Maverick, though, or Maverick Constantine, had told me to go kill myself. A lot of people had told me to go kill myself. And now, tonight, with Miss Peaches typing to me to go kill myself, I just want it to be clean. And I don't want some passerby finding my body. I don't want some little kid out playing to find my body. I don't care if they find it covered in maggots, with my eyeballs all dried up and all sorts of nasty shit. I just don't want it to be a little kid. I don't want it to be somebody innocent. I definitely don't want to kill myself here. That's also good reason for doing it right in front of somebody. You blow your head off right in front of somebody, they're probably going to get a hold of the cops pretty quick, unless they're severely traumatized. And if you're trying to blow your head off in front of somebody, well, you want them to be traumatized. The the thing that was really keeping me from killing myself at Ken and Leah's was that I didn't want their son to find me dead. He was the one who came out to see me most often. He came out to talk to me about 5 minutes at a time. Probably 3 to 5 times a day. Um, He'd come out to the garage, knock on my door, and ask me how I was doing and tell me a little bit about his day. And me and that kid got a lot in common. Um, we really do. He's pretty fucking smart. It's too bad Lee is such a dumbass. A lot of people were afraid to come forward. They were afraid of being targeted, and for good fucking reason. Especially right after Natalie was killed. Like, people didn't know who did it. Miss Peaches knew for a fact I didn't. I was at her place. It was the fourth time I'd gone over there for help, and the last three times that I had gone over, well, no, actually, it was more than that because she had given me a ride. In December of 2016, after I left Virginia, um, I'd already unblocked Natalie and Alicia to let them know that people were treating me like a fucking chimo and shit. And I went over to Miss Peaches, and she was gonna listen. And then A Bear woke up, and then both of them are fucking snapping at me like assholes. So then on the phone, when I was talking to Peaches, she was snapping at me like an asshole, acting like A Bear. I'm like, that shit is not gonna fix this situation. The problem is, it was in fucking texting, and I was having a severe panic attack over having to text. I fucking, that shit kills me. Typing on the computer is different. I can type for hours on the computer. People often make fun of me. They call me a pecker. And not like a penis, but like a pecker because I peck with my fingers. I'm not a typist. The second time I went over there, um, she was pretty snappy with me. And then they got down to business of playing video games, and that was all she wrote. The third time I went over there for help, it was pretty much the same thing. She was pretty snappy, um, and she was telling me, "Well, you got to understand, I got kids, you know." And I do, I do understand she got kids. So we had to wait for the kids to go to bed, and then once the kids went to bed, she was playing video games. I think that was might have been the time that she made that hot run for Dawn. The fourth time that I went over there to get her help was when she was gonna give me a ride to go see Natalie on the 16th of December if I made it there by 9 o'clock. And I put down the cane and I went for a really long fucking walk all the way to Miss Peach's house from Federal and Hampton to Federal and Melody. And Melody is actually on 120th. So I should say South Zuni and Hampton all the way to 120th and Melody by way of Federal. And it was a hell of a trip. It was the I probably should have still been on my cane for another couple of weeks, but I really needed to make that trip. And even though my back was fucked up, I put the backpack on. It would have been easier just to send screenshots, but getting people to help me, like I'd ask them how you take screenshots on your phone, and they'd look at me like I'm a fucking idiot. Nobody ever answered me. Like, shit, this is fucking complicated as all hell. And I looked it up on the internet, and the internet said to press the two side buttons at the same time. And I kept trying it, and it kept on adjusting the volume. I'm like, that shit's not fucking working. Well, it turns out that is the way you're supposed to do it, and I eventually got it figured out. I didn't get it figured out. Laura Nelson looked it up on her phone when we were leaving Candace's. That's actually how I learned to take the screenshots of my telephone. Um, as I was walking today, this is Nebraska. It's gun country. I got some bullets here. I'm gonna show them to you. I found 3 of them. These are for black powder, and guess where I found them? On the side of the road. That's just a solid piece of built-up lead. There's no black powder. There's no casing or anything like that attached to it. It's not a 22 rim fire or anything like that. This is just the projectile itself. It's for a muzzle loader. I'd venture to say these are probably 38, maybe. Not that big. Um, or not 38, but 32. Um, they're a little bit bigger than a 22 long rifle. The thing is, you can't really shoot these things out of anything except maybe a slingshot if you have one. I have one right here. It's a little bit different slingshot, but you're not going to be able to wing it enough to fucking shoot yourself in the head and kill yourself with it. That's for damn sure. You're definitely not going to get any blood spatter that's going to be big enough to make somebody else wear your fucking brain stem. Now this thing is full of the same exact thing. They're a different size. These ones are a little bit shorter. And I got those from Brett Roloff when I was up there in Virginia. None of these people understood what I was going through because none of them have had to actually go through something so extreme. I mean, you're victimized enough already when you're homeless, but when millions of people see your face on the news and hate you automatically, and you're stuck homeless in public, and where people are looking for you, it's a very fucked up situation. Um, See, I hadn't been in Boulder for a good long while. I hadn't been in Boulder because people were assaulting me. When I did go to Boulder, it was to see Chelsea Worthing or to see Brian James or to see Mobley or to see Maverick Constantine or to see Pierre. I mean, that's what I was going to Boulder for. I was going to Boulder to see people. Um, I went there to pick up OSHA because she was in an unsafe situation. That one was a rescue, where the other ones were me trying to get help. Trying to get help with the situation with Natalie. I was tired of being assaulted for going to Boulder to see my loved ones. And I figured I'd ask my loved ones for help in stopping that. The problem is, most of them didn't show up, and some of them told me to go kill myself. Now, the only one that actually showed up that did any good whatsoever was Chelsea Worthing. Um, we went to a dance for neurodiversity on the Pearl Street Mall, and there were so many people, I wasn't worried about encountering anybody that was going to be violent. Most of the ones who are going to be violent, they're meth addicts, and they don't want to be out in a big crowd like that. They're paranoid as fuck. This is some people telling me some mean stuff because I made a post tonight that said basically that I wish someone would kill me. I wish that assisted suicide was legal, and I do. I think that people like me who are a drain on society, people who are too damaged to serve a function, should be allowed to die. I don't think it's right to lock somebody like me up for the rest of my life unless it's going to be a very short one because the taxpayers have to pay for that. And the taxpayers who pay the most are the poor. And those are my people. Miss Peaches is the one who let me know that helium is a noble gas. Your body can't tell the difference between it and oxygen. It's not explosive. So basically, if you breathe that instead of oxygen, you're oxygen deprived, but you don't really know it. You go to sleep, and that's the end of it. I had decided to do it with propane for that because it's what I had. And uh, don't try to kill yourself with propane. Don't. It's nasty. It's gross and it's difficult to do. It burns a lot. Helium didn't hurt at all, not even a little bit. The problem was it was a hot fucking day, and that's where the majority of my issues came from with that. That was another piece of evidence that got lost in my vehicle. I still had the propane or the helium tank, still had the tape on it even because it was a balloon helium tank. You gotta move the nozzle to the side, and I wanted it to stay open, so I taped it sideways. Um, and I hooked it up to a hose that was attached to a gas mask that I put on my face. Um, Not a gas mask like the military type, but the hospital type. People keep telling me, Sean, you have a purpose. We need you to stay here. We need you to stay here. Sean, you have a purpose. No, you're not going to help me how I need. I mean, I literally, if I don't get the disability money back, I'm going to need someone else to take care of me for the rest of my life. Like I'm lucky I'm able to make these videos. That's a real stress relief for me, believe it or not. But I only do that because I don't get to see my loved ones. I'd rather be at Miss Peach's smoking some weed. I'd rather be in Boulder smoking some weed. I'd rather be over at Todd Ryan Case's house smoking some weed. Of course, I'd also rather be hanging out with my older brother sober. I'd rather be hanging out with Christine Booth Heath sober. I'd rather be I would have liked to meet Bobby Forrest. I guess that's off topic too. I would have liked to meet him in real life. I would have liked to meet Mariah Johnson in real life. Um, I'm really glad I got to meet Mandy Hughes and Alyssa Rainwater. They're they're actually really cool people. They're not bad people. They didn't do bad shit to me or anything fucked up like that. They just got mad that they were recorded because they were afraid of being targeted, and for good reason. But I also told them right at the beginning, I told everybody on my YouTube videos and my Facebook videos on multiple occasions, don't tell me anything you're not willing to tell the police. And if the police won't listen, then I'll go to the public with it. And I've been like that ever since. So it's not like there was no disclaimer. A lot of people tried claiming that it's against the law to record them without their permission. It's not. In at least three of the places that I looked, because I looked it up according to the states that I was in, at least three of the places that I was at, it's not illegal. The other ones I didn't look up, didn't really feel the need. I did most of my recording in Washington State, um, Wyoming, and uh, well, here in Nebraska now. There's a reason I believe assisted suicide should be legal, and I'm glad that somebody gave Natalie what she wanted. There's a selfish part of me that keeps saying, I wish that she was home with her family, and I have to stop myself. I don't have to. I automatically stop myself because it occurs to me the kind of family that she has, and yeah, I fuck the rest of y'all. I mean, really, the Bollingers are a waste of time. They're a waste of energy. They're a waste of space. They're a waste of oxygen. And I really want Alicia to see me die, or at least see my corpse. That's not likely to happen. I'm not going to say that it's definitely not going to happen because, well, if her and her dad come down here and shoot me in the head, she'll see me dead. But it won't be on my account. They'll have to come shoot me themselves for that scenario. Um, yeah, so I guess I'm supposed to treat y'all how I get treated, so go kill yourself. That's what Miss Peaches texted to me, so there you go. It hurts when somebody that you care about tells you to go kill yourself. I'm still pissed off that she didn't. I'm still pissed off that she didn't keep her word to kill me, and she didn't keep her word to write a report. Graham, he kind of sort of did. It's in this pile somewhere.